Welcome to a new Rational Alchemy. Welcome back to the table. Today, we have got a rather exciting guest, one of Denver's top fashion designers. Via, welcome to the table.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
It's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming in. Let's start at the beginning. How did you get into fashion design?
Well, I originally got into the fashion industry by way of modeling, actually. I was signed to my mother agency in Tampa, Florida when I was 9 years old. And I immediately got a contract for JCPenney, of all people.
Oh, wow.
And as a runway model. And so I actually walked for JCPenney for 6 years.
Good grief.
Yeah, so if math provides correctly, till age 15. So from 9 to 15, I was trained pretty heavily in my agency, and it taught me the ins and outs of everything, good and bad, about the fashion industry, which we'll get into how that serves what I do today.
Right.
So basically being groomed into the modeling and fashion industry. At 15, you are no longer a youth model.
Right.
Now you're actually an adult model. And so my contract ended at 15, and they expect you to be at your peak height, weight, everything at 15 years old going into an adult contract.
Wow.
Now, per the industry standards, a female runway model is expected to be 5'9" at the bare minimum. I ended my contract at 5'8.5". So the very same industry that raised me, groomed me to be this professional model, quickly turned their back on me.
You should have had higher heels on your shoes.
Every day of my life.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you went from being in front of the audience into wowing the audience by doing design.
Correct.
But your designs are a little bit unique, aren't they?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about them.
So because of the savage way that I was turned away from the fashion industry, I decided to come up with this brand that I'm currently running now, and it is all size adjustable. So my clothing is pretty inclusive as far as the wide range that will fit within the adjustability nature of these clothing. So it'll actually go from everything from a size 0 to a size 20 within the exact same outfit.
Wow.
And so it allows, bodies to just be bodies. In their natural state, we change, we gain weight, we lose weight. And so they're actually kind of self-tailoring, and it allows you to take the personal justification of feeling bad in your own body and clothes and being able to just embrace that by having clothes that'll change with you.
Let me make sure I've got this right. So one dress, for instance, would fit someone who is a 0 all the way up to 20. All
the way up to 20.
How do you do that?
Different mechanisms, actually. Some of it's
no trade secrets.
No trade secrets, but different mechanisms allow the outfits to shrink or expand to different sizes. So it can be in the waist belt, or it can be something that's tieable, or even a corset.
Interesting. That's a very unique way of looking at things, because it means that you're not actually... Your customers are not having to go into a shop and go through racks and racks and racks and racks of the same dress, just trying to find their size.
Exactly.
They pick yours up knowing it will fit.
Exactly. It takes the stress out of it as well. So not just your body positivity in mind, but also your mental health.
Right.
And that is what's at the base of the fashion industry, is all the other designers on betting your mental health is really what you're using to pay for an outfit every time you buy it.
Absolutely.
So even if you buy my clothes online, it's guaranteed to fit you.
It's guaranteed to fit. That is absolutely remarkable. Do you know what they call the fashion industry in the UK?
No.
The rag trade.
Yeah, I believe that.
And that's the term they actually use. So tell me, what are you working on at the moment?
So I'm working on an upcoming collection that I'm going to be taking to a boutique expo out in August. That's going to be in Las Vegas. I'm currently working on some resort wear. Again, it's all adjustable. It's all nice and breathable. I also have Florida Fashion Week that is coming up as well. That is my own personal production that I'm putting on. And I am training models in it. Overall, it's a 5-day event that encompasses portfolio expansion at the base of it.
Right.
So the models are coming to expand their portfolio, the designers as well, and it's also hands-on coaching. So I encourage new models to apply for this as well. And so if you come along, and we basically give you everything from swimwear to evening gowns and everything in between. And we also do runway, of course.
Of course.
So the designers will come, they'll get to showcase their stuff, and then we also have brand sponsors as well. So the models get hands-on training working with real brands, commercial brands, and things like that as well.
Right. I mean, I had the honor and the joy of actually photographing one of your fashion shows.
Yes.
Recently.
Yes.
And I just loved the way it was organized and the way that everyone got on with each other, especially considering it was for mental health awareness.
Exactly.
It was wonderful. Who came up with that idea?
So as I touched on earlier, mental health is really kind of at the base of the fashion industry, and it's kind of a taboo. A lot of people will check in with your hair and your nails and your makeup and make sure you look good on the outside, but not a lot of people talk about what's going on the inside,
Right.
especially as a superficial kind of industry or standard. And so mental health has always been a huge thing that I advocate for within the fashion industry, and I make sure all my models are well taken care of. So that's kind of where I met up with Kelly, who runs the nonprofit that we work with, Make Mental Health Matter here in Denver. And we came up with this show to kind of combine mental health along with fashion. And so we raise money for her. This is an annual show, actually. We just decided this past event that we're going to make it an annual show.
Oh, that's perfect.
And so every May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we decided to collaborate on this show to be able to raise money and awareness. So Kelly can move forward with her trainings, and she gives people resources within the community to be able to check in with their people as well. So this last show that we did was Catwalks and Crack-Ups, where we paired up with the comedy show as well, and we kind of made it a little bit lighter, where we could still talk about heavy topics, but it wasn't going to be such a heavy topic.
Right. It's worth mentioning here that the comedy aspect was actually it was three different comedians, I believe?
So.
And they all talked about their own mental health problems, but in a jovial way.
Right.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
And I enjoyed that little portion of the show.
Well,
that
we were
was
happy
fun.
to have you there. Hopefully you'll be there for all the years to come.
Well, I don't think you'll want me sitting there when I'm all bones, but, you know, as long as I can come, I will. Now, you mentioned Las Vegas, you mentioned Florida, but rumor has it you're also a bit of a world traveler.
Somewhat, yes.
Go on, tell us a little bit about that, because as soon as you leave America, it all changes.
Yes.
So tell us some of the difficulties that you've run into.
Definitely. That was quite a culture shock as well. I had kind of gained somewhat of a repertoire here in Denver and somewhat back in Florida as well, where I had started. And then I got cocky and I was like, we're going to go international. And so the first place we ended up going was Paris Fashion Week for spring 2024 for that one. I had 8 models with me for 8 days, which I'm working on a book of that, actually. 8 models, 8 days, Paris Fashion
That is
Week.
true herding cats.
It was stressful. I was the only one in the group that could speak French too. So I had to quite literally translate for everyone. I had to order their food. I had to check them into their hotel rooms. I had to help them navigate. And by the 3rd day, I clocked out mentally. I was like, I'm done, guys. I can't do this anymore. So yeah, by the end of it, I was speaking what I called franglais, and it was just a mixture of both. I was so out of it. But the show itself was absolutely amazing. The show went really well. We actually opened Paris Fashion Week. So I was the first designer for the first show for Paris Fashion Week. And one of my models, my last model I had in the lineup, she's disabled. And she is in a wheelchair. So I was actually able to advocate for the disabled community as well on an able-bodied runway, which has not really ever been done before. They've had their own disabled shows.
Yes.
But those seem a little less inclusive, you know what I mean? So with that, I was able to kind of advocate for body positivity, plus size, you know, alternative fashion, as well as adaptive fashion for the disabled community as well. So
Right.
we really kind of just brought it, but it was such a culture shock because none of us had been to Paris before. There's only so much preparing you can do for something you have no idea what you're in store for.
That's right.
So some of the troubles that I did run into actually was the production company itself. When I first got there, I did have a home field advantage because I spoke French, but I didn't show my cards at first. So the production company didn't know that I speak French.
Oh.
And they were very open about how much they hated us. I was the only designer who brought my models, and we were unapologetically American the whole time we were there. And so they had some rather nasty things to say about us. In French, of course, because they thought they were being disclosed, but it was in front of me, quite literally. And so, of course, I gave them a word or two en français by the time I ended up leaving the show. But overall, it was a great experience. We did end up getting publications in Elle Magazine and Harper's Bazaar from that, which was fantastic.
Excellent.
And then after that, we got invited to Milan Fashion Week as well. And it was the first time that they were doing Milan, so we got to open Milan Fashion Week as well, which was really exciting. For that show, I had 11 models with me. So I took 11 models, and we went for 10 days to Milan, which was really fascinating. I actually ended up loving Milan, Italy more than Paris, which I didn't expect.
I can fully understand that. Milan is just a wonderful
Have you been?
city. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's amazing.
It is a wonderful city.
Yes.
Well, the job I had when I was working in Europe, I was traveling all over the world. So, yeah, Italy was definitely...
top tier.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I mean, it was cheap. It was affordable.
It was
Everywhere
affordable.
you went.
Good food.
Oh, God, don't get me started on the food. I'm a pasta snob now.
3 hour lunches.
Oh, yes. Bring the wine. Just keep bringing the wine, bread all day. Yes.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, the weather was incredible, and everyone was so nice. And I was like, I get it. You guys live in the best place in the world. Like, you have nothing to be upset about. Even one of the days, it was rainy. It was crappy. I had this floor-length dress on, and I'm just walking through cobblestone puddles of just muddy water. It's like dripping wet, and I'm like, this is still the best day of my life.
Oh, brilliant.
I'm not upset, yeah.
Brilliant.
I'm eating limoncello ice cream out in the rain in Italy. Like, I have no worries right now. It was fantastic.
Let's talk about upcoming events, because I know you've got some exciting things coming up in the very near future.
Yes, I do. So yes, the Florida Fashion Week is going to be held in September. So I'm currently recruiting models and designers for that. So anybody out there watching that wants to take place in Florida Fashion Week, it will be September 21st through September 25th with the show on September 23rd in Tampa Bay, Florida. I'm accepting anybody and everybody that wants to be included in this event.
Do you know, yours was not the first fashion show that I'd photographed.
Okay.
I've done quite a few in the past.
I've seen your portfolio, yes.
And I have always wanted to walk the catwalk.
Oh, well, you're more than welcome.
I don't know why.
Please do.
Because I think it would just be a hoot. But you know my sense of humour.
Yes.
I know I would mess with the audience.
Oh, I hope you would.
Oh, I would.
I'd give you a great outfit, too.
You're on. You're on. We're going to do this.
I'll see you on the beach.
I might even have to drag Tom out to film this.
Please do. I expect nothing less now.
So, before we close this little segment of the show, do you have any little words you want to put in there that I may have forgotten to ask?
Not necessarily. We talked about the inclusive fashion, changing the standards. That's kind of my biggest goal right now, is just to make it more of a standard that we should be angry with the fashion industry and how they've treated us.
The rag trade.
Yes.
The rag trade.
Just ragging on us the whole time.
Okay. Now, I want to thank you. You've brought 3 wonderful models with you.
Of course.
And we're now going to do a small fashion show.
Yes.
And we're going to cut this segment now because we need to move the table. And then, obviously, we will be back in just a blink of an eye. Come back. Via, thank you so much for bringing along 3 models with you today, and they are just absolutely perfect.
Yes.
So why don't you explain what they're wearing and introduce the model etc., etc., etc. I'm going to hand over to you because I am now out of my depth.
Of course, I'm actually going to show you guys a sneak peek of my newest collection that
Wonderful.
has not been seen before yet. So today I've got my first model, Miss Melissa, and she is wearing one of my newest creations. As always, it is size adjustable, body positive, and inclusive. It is a two-piece set with a button-up top and an open side pant set.
Would you say that is a sort of more beach wear?
Yes, this is all resort wear vacation style
Right.
clothes. So something you can get wet in and then just throw it on and it cools off real easy, it dries, and you can pretty much wear it anywhere.
Right, so really Mel should be wearing a hot little bikini under that.
Yes, theoretically.
Theoretically.
Theoretically. I don't know what Mel's wearing under that, but
That's perfect. I love the way it flows.
yes, I wanted
It
it to be
is-
inspired by the moth material. Just freedom is really what this outfit symbolizes.
Absolutely. Oh, a bit more leg.
Show the, find
Absolutely
the sugar daddies.
wonderful. I love the way this works. I really do.
Thank you.
That is tremendous. Okay, good.
Beautiful.
Mel,
Thank you, Mel.
Wonderful.
All right, and our second piece in our collection is worn here by Miss Teresa. This is a full satin set, top and bottom piece as well, body positive and inclusive, so the pants actually adjust on the waistline. So this is one of those pieces that will go from a 0 to a 20 within the same outfit. So
Wow.
someone of a much larger stature could also rock this same piece as well. And it ties in the front, as you can see, so it's very body inclusive.
That's what I've always loved about the clothes I've seen you design, is that they all flow.
Yes.
They've all got that little magic touch to them, which
Well, women
makes
have just
makes
been
them come
forced
alive.
into boxes for so long with their clothing. This
Yes.
is supposed to be something that's bold, something that you pick out of your closet because you have something important to do that day, you know, and you just want to look fabulous and feel fabulous doing it.
Yeah, I mean,
and Miss Teresa looks amazing in it.
It absolutely is. I mean, I could see her going to the Ritz-Carlton
Oh,
for
100%.
afternoon tea.
Exactly, or just getting out of the pool, or going to run some errands if you wanted to.
That's wonderful. I love it. And I love the stripes down the side. That is just a nice touch because it sort of
Yes.
gives it depth.
It gives it depth, and it also allows a little bit extra expenditure and adjustability with how the pleats move as well.
Absolutely. That is wonderful.
Thank you, Miss Teresa.
Perfect.
Last but not least, we have our final look here worn by Miss Alliana. She is sporting another two-piece set. We've got some pleated pants with an adjustable waistband. Again, this can fit anything from a size 0 to a size 20. The top itself, if you wouldn't mind spinning for us to show the back, actually has ties in the back. So it's meant to be a little bit baggier and looser to be able to symbolize that freedom yet again. So it's a little bit more breathable.
That's amazing. The way the material hangs is incredible.
Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite outfits to wear personally. It's very comfy, it's very light, and again, just freeing.
I can understand that only too well. That really is wonderful.
Thank you.
That
She
is
looks
just
great in
great.
it. Thank you.
Do you have any final words?
Don't believe the fashion industry. You know, look for more body positive, size inclusive designers. Don't buy from anybody that doesn't care about your mental health, and it's obvious whether or not they do how they put the outfits together.
Via, thank you so much for coming yourself today to talk about your fashion. Thank you so much for bringing these 3 wonderful models with you to show off your 3 wonderful outfits.
I would say I appreciate you having us on the show today. Thank you to my models, and I'm running a 10% off discount on my website, so go check me out.
Give us the URL of your website.
viamoscato.shop.
Remember that. Via, once again, thank you so much for joining us. It's been a treat doing this show. It really has. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We've never done anything like this, and I think we pulled it off.
I think so.
Thank you, everybody, for joining in on this rather interesting show. The table is here, thank goodness. So we're back at the table. You all stay safe. Be good. Be merry. Be happy. Take care. Goodbye.